Right, we're going to play some Resident Evil again, unless I get really angry at it, because of that stupid boss. But we'll see if we can get past it at the start of this stream, and then we'll go from there. So I've done the pop-out chat window, so I just want to get that pinned to the top. Always on top, and then we want to drop that down a bit. Drop it down to about there, so it's right in line with my camera, so when you speak I am looking at you. And then we want to do the, is it that button? Yeah, that button, make it slightly transparent. Right, and go back to Resident Evil. So you'll see at the moment it says 59 frames per second in the corner. And the great news is that I read on Linux how to force every game to run at 59 FPS, so I shouldn't have any screen tearing issues now in games. Because this is hard capped using a program called Mango. I kind of wish I didn't have that thing in the top left corner, but there might be a way of getting rid of that. But we won't worry about that today. It's quite minor. I suppose what I'll do actually is if I turn off the Steam in-game setting, wherever that is. I can't press that now because I'm it's under my window. Hang on. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll turn off the Steam FPS counter, because if there's now one provided by Mango in every game, I might as well is it in game there? Because I can also, in theory, get a GPU like one up with. Oh, I don't actually know if the NVIDIA overlay. Right, off. There we go. Right, that's that one done. Now let's go back to the game, and then yeah, I might see with Mango if I can find a way of forcing that into the right corner at some point, so it's like the Steam one. But as long as it's not really going to interrupt me when I'm doing stuff, that's fine. The music here reminds me a bit of the Fallout New Vegas sort of music, weirdly. Right, just let the game keep doing its stuttery thing to go in. Yeah, that's close enough. It's not really going to block my chat. Right, hopefully we get some people on. Ah, Rajiv, alright? Yeah, I'm sat in front of my glorious air conditioner again, even though it struggles to kind of get as far as where I am across room. But, yeah, it's still better than being... When I was trying to sleep last night, it was 33 Celsius in my bedroom, where even though like the outside temperature area has only got to about 30, 31, obviously heat got trapped in the building. Because, you know, as soon as any electrics are running or anything else generates heat, like your body or whatever, adds to the room temperature. So yeah, sleeping wasn't fun last night. Yeah, that sometimes happens. Right, somebody said as well, with this annoying boss, what I should do prior to fighting the boss is break all of the like little barrels, whatever they are over there. Let's try it with a sniper rifle. So we want the highest level of zoom on, so I think there's some barrels. Have I not done anything? Shit. I know the thing can attack you if you come out the water, but people said there's some barrels here that you can, like those, yeah, that you can shoot prior to the, like that, yeah, like that one. You get the reward from them, and it also means that when you're doing the boss battle, they don't get in the way. Looks like one's a rock over there. That's definitely a barrel though, isn't it? Maybe it's not. Maybe that's just a barrel I can't break. What about that one over there? Nope. Yeah, maybe those are unbreakable barrels. Is that maybe on the barrels? Yeah, that was, okay. But that other one isn't, so that's just debris, maybe. We'll shoot it even if I'm wasting ammo just to give it a test. No, that one isn't. That one isn't. Okay, yeah. Stays for days on stairs, yeah, because cavities and walls. Again, like I said, the yeah, fair enough, yeah. I'm not having any beer at the moment because of just dehydration risk. Yeah, because like that wall, for example, is a shitty cavity wall, which is why people go, oh, why don't you put more shelving on it? And it's literally the reason that will collapse the wall. Anything else in here? Or was that a thing I needed a key for or something, wasn't it? Oh, it's just outside there, the exclamation mark. Oh, is it literally that thing there that it's showing or something else? Oh yeah, so stone pedestal. I can't. Yeah, I'm just going to go to the trader and save the game, just because of the fact that, like I said, although it saves prior to doing the boss, I think it's already done that auto-save. So, I'm not going to fish, I'm going that way. Yeah, because just what I want to do is, yeah, like I said, not have to repeat as much gameplay as possible. what people have suggested with the boss, because I looked this up, and again, like I said, what I'll do is if I can't do it over and over, I'll just try and find some way of cheating it off stream, then carry on with the game on stream. But is people said just hold down right the entire time, and then apparently some of his attacks always miss you. Right, so I've got no spinels. Right, the yellow herb I can sell now, and the red herb, because, what was I going to say with those? The, yellow herb, I'm at full, like, completely at full health now. As in, like, I can't upgrade my health bar anymore. Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Speaking of, like that, I can't remember, I don't know if you're on at the beginning of the stream when I said so, Rajiv. I've got all my games now capped at 59 FPS. Because while I can't do it using the NVIDIA thing, there's a program on Linux that you can install called, was it Mango? Something like that. So at the top corner you can see this is running in Vulkan 3D in a 59 FPS. So I've literally told it as a thing, like on every application on my program, cap it at 59 FPS. That way, you know, like, so my monitor is almost 60 FPS, this one it's like 59.9 Hertz or something. But that way, see, it went to 60 then for just a second, but even if it goes up by like 1 frame, it shouldn't cause my, you know, screen to start tearing. Yeah, just like I said, that's just, it was frustrating me, all the screen tearing in certain games. And like I said, things that you can do easily on Windows to frame rate limit just don't seem to work on Linux, so you have to like read how to do it otherwise. But Grok is really good actually for like saying how do I do this, and then if you get an error saying this is my error, and then it, like, you know, writes the code for you. Because that's the part of the problem with people who don't like Linux, is because it used to be a very nerdy thing, you know. And sometimes some of the people were dicks that rather than helping you would be like, oh, you know, like, oh, why don't you learn how to use this system? Go back to Windows, baby, you know, that sort of thing. But yeah, I want to be holding right the entire time. They said other than when I'm near debris, because then it's, that can hit you, but apparently I need to land about 25 hits in this guy, they were saying. Yeah, so I guess that might have been an attack that would otherwise have hit me. But, is his boat not moving now? For fuck's sake. The boat's cut out. So I guess I can't do anything to dodge him now. Oh, but that didn't actually hurt me that time. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, nice. So I missed that. Yeah, so the people that say about holding right, they were completely right. You just have to literally not try and dodge the boss properly. You just hold down the right mouse button as long as you're not near debris, and then that just apparently completely evades his attacks. Again, when I did this on the first time playing, I did it first time, no issues. And when I had a look when Asmongold last streamed this, he did it the first time, no issues on normal. It just seems like this is one of those bosses that is retardedly more difficult on hard than normal. I'll look at your comment in a minute. Sorry, I'm a bit busy at the moment to read comments. Oh, there's a tree in my way there. That did a fair bit of damage, but alright, that's alright. Still got about 3/4 of my health bar left. If you're on about me streaming Stalker, I could always stream Stalker again at some point. Oh, for fuck's sake. Call of Pripyat isn't big on storage at all. I mean, I don't know how well it will run on Linux, but if I play it again, I'd have to find a good mod that I'd want to play it with. Because I played it vanilla so much that I don't really want to just keep playing Stalker vanilla. But if I find a good mod, I wouldn't replay the entire game again on stream, because I've already done that on stream before, so you know. I generally don't replay the same games over and over on stream. You know, I normally finish a game. Come on, faster trap. There we go. Right, now we're on again. Yeah, so like the people said, yeah, at least holding right to dodge, other than the debris you have to be careful of. That does seem to stop his like insta-kill attack working on you. This boss is still just torture though. Let's start holding right down again, other than that branch coming up there. No, I hate Gamma. I will never play Gamma, sorry. Gamma isn't proper Stalker. We are having this conversation. If you like it, good on you. It's not real Stalker. It's basically a game for people who kind of like the maps of Stalker but don't want to play Stalker. Yeah, Fisherman Friends are good if you can just it. But yeah, Gamma and the other one like Gamma, I can't remember the name of it, are basically like using Stalker's engine for a game that is not Stalker. So again, it's one of those things, like I said, if you enjoy it, good on you, but it's... I never understand why people seem to think it's Stalker. It's like I said, it's like, again, because again, if you like Gamma, good on you, enjoy it. One of my friends really likes it, but because the gameplay is so different and it's not a story thing, it's not Stalker. It's like if somebody, you know, got Red Dead Redemption 2, made a mod for it, so, what do you call it? Like, you know, in Red Dead Redemption 2, there was none of the story, but just the open world, a bit like Red Dead Online. And then very, very different gameplay, you know, and then said, oh, you playing Red Dead 2? I mean, you're playing Red Dead Online, not the story, you know what? You get what I mean? Yeah, it's much more brutal, but again, stuff is unnecessarily expensive. The only mode I really like in Gamma and all those is the zombie mode. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, have I still got a little bit of health left? Again, this is still just frustrating even now I know how to do this boss. It's just because of the sheer amount of hits you have to land on this thing. And then, like, go straight back to, yeah, I assume with your childhood, though, Khaled, it was the original version of this, not the remake. Oh, finally, look, there we go. Yeah, so thank you to the people online years later who said hold down, what was I saying, just hold down right. Because other than when you accidentally hit the debris, apparently he can never swallow you if you hold down right. So rather than trying to hit him at the proper timings and everything, you just hold down right and then hopefully don't hit the debris. It's alright, good, we can carry on with this game now, because that was just a fucking pain in the arse, that boss. Yeah, again, Resident Evils have definitely become more actiony over time, but again, like I said, I still like all of these, they're still good fun. But yeah, like I said, Escape from Tarkov style games, like I said, I wish somebody had done a version of Marauders that was single player, although there's a game a few of my friends and I have picked up on Steam. Is it called something like Space Jump? I can't remember. Jump Space? Can't remember the name of it. It looks a lot more cartoony than Marauders and stuff like that, but it does look like it's you know, that kind of game, but just PvE. It's the problem with Marauders, it's PvE VP. You know, like Tarkov and all those, and the sweats ruin it for people because there's no skilled system like Hunt. So if you're shit at the game, you will still be put in the same servers as sweats and never, you know, never enjoy a game. I give you the holy blessing forever. Yeah, these ones are definitely nowhere near as good as the Nicorette ones. Much more irritating on the throat as well. Oh yeah, you said about that one before, Rajiv. Yeah, I played it originally on the PS2 this, because I think it came out on GameCube first, then a couple of months later PS2. I had it on PS2, and then yeah, obviously like Wii and that, it was re-released on later, and there's also a PC release, but the PC isn't very good at this game, it's got like a lot of jank in it. Oh, it's a bill hook. Funny we were mentioning bill hooks when playing this. Yeah, again, I haven't really looked that hard, so again, never owned a Wii, so... Like I said, I've never been a Nintendo fan. And again, not that I dislike Nintendo, it's just I've never been a person that's really had Nintendo consoles. Yeah, there's also Perfect Dark had a Wii release as well, didn't it? I think. Right, Sherlock, anyway. So am I on like the north side of the lake now? Yeah, so I was originally there, wasn't I? And I'm on the very north side of the lake now. Okay. Yeah, I really wanted to play that. I thought that was the one that was released on maybe 360, but was never released anywhere else. But again, there's lots of games like that that are a shame, that like literally all they had to do was release it on another system and get a load of sales, and they didn't bother. Which one's Far Cry Vengeance? Is that one of where they... Because there's a couple of the original Far Cries, like Far Cry Predator or Predator Evolution or something. Right, see you, public morale. Oh, hello. I think those are the enemies you can flashbang, aren't they, that kills them, like the light. Oh, not another one. Yeah, the parasite monsters in this. Yeah, I can see why you sort of say that. Oh, it's waste of first aid spray now. I don't have knives, do I, to make more crossbow bolts? Yeah, I sort of see what you mean. Yeah, and in the kennel bit. Yeah. They did re-release it, didn't they? By her, like Night Dive did. But apparently, it's got really frustrating gameplay in places. I've never played it. I've only, well, I have played some more modern Far Cry's, but yeah, I've played the original PC release of Far Cry and the consoleized versions that are on 360. That might have been on the original Xbox as well. I think the 360 one was both games in one, whereas the original Xbox one, I think you had to buy each game separately. Yeah, Far Cry 2 is also really good if you play it modded, where like some of the annoying gameplay features are no longer in it. Like you get the increased gun damage, like the guns degrade but they do it at a slower rate, the checkpoints don't respawn instantly. With those mods and malaria happens less often, it suddenly becomes a really, really fun game. Because that's the weird thing, like I was saying with Far Cry 2, is fundamentally they made a good game, but some of the balancing options were really shit in it. Use your AK to shoot people. There are no child soldiers in it though, so they didn't go quite that far, but the whole thing's a very much Blood Diamonds-y sort of plot. Rare golden chicken egg. What will I do with it? Well, sometimes it's more fun not knowing, right? Maybe he's going to put up his bum. Like I said, Far Cry 2 is genuinely one of the best in the series, but it was like a lot of people didn't appreciate it because of the fact that they, you know, didn't like the gameplay thing. And like I said, it's one of those ones where weirdly modders have just made the game so much better because they've just balanced it better than the devs did. You know, like looking at what isn't fun and what is fun, and just amplifying or like, you know, changing bits. I didn't find it very scary, Far Cry 2. But yeah, the malaria stuff. Also, unless you play it on PC and you can mod the graphics, it used to give me horrible motion sickness, where Rajiv was bringing that up the other day. It was one of the only games that I got motion sickness from. Yeah, it is sort of quite Heart of Darkness, you're right, yeah. But yeah, like I said, I personally found that it gave me motion sickness, but on PC you can obviously mod the graphics, so like all the weird motion blur effects are taken out. No, it just made the screen look like somebody smeared Vaseline on it, Rajiv, and then I think it also went a bit yellow, the screen. But yeah, like I said, it's one of those annoying things, the malaria mechanic in it, because it's not necessarily a bad mechanic, but it's not done well in the game. Yeah, again, I could complete the game without mods. I'm just saying it's more fun with mods, where the enemies are slower at respawning, and you know, most of the guns, because they're meant to be quite powerful rifles, are like FALs and G3s and AKs. You know, like, you know, making the guns do more damage, so it just feels more satisfying that, you know, you're dropping people faster. Like I said, my main original problem with Far Cry, Far Cry 2 was just that it gave me a headache. But yeah, like I said, it's a good game. It's just one of those ones that, like I said, it should have had an option in the graphics options on like any of the consoles it was released on to turn off the motion blur, but it didn't. Yeah, with Far Cry 2, it does have the annoying thing, though, that some of the missions where you can do multiple ways of doing the mission, some of those are a bit buggy as well. So, like, you decide you're going to do a mission in a certain way, which the game's basically telling you you can, only to find out that, like, said mission, for example, just checking I've got everything new. You know, but some of the missions then are really bollocks, where, you know, like, certain things barely work, so you can break the, like, sub-way of doing the objective. So, like, most of the missions... Oh, yes, the one done by the Hitman devs, isn't it? Yeah. So most of the missions in it, if you do it, like, the way that most people do the mission, they've, you know, quality controlled it. Yeah, sniping works really well in it. Quality control works really well in the sense they've, you know, the way they think most people do the missions. Like, the very straightforward, you know, like, going guns blazing to your main objective kind of way. That works properly, but the problem is some of the missions have side ways of doing them, and some of those they haven't done very well, as in, like, you know, it's so easy to break the mission doing it like the side way round, to the point where you kind of think, fuck trying to be clever and doing it in that way, because, you know, like, certain NPCs don't spawn properly and whatever else. Again, I've not played it, so I'll hold my judgment. I won't get it at full price. I can't afford to get games at full price anymore. It's out now, isn't it, Rajiv? I'm pretty sure you can buy it. Let's have a look. So, Steam Store... Oh, that game was Jump Space, the one we were on about. Post Void also looks interesting. It was only like £3, so I picked that up. So, Store, Bond... what's the called? Chains of Bondage. Oh, that's a game I probably can't show on stream. Hentai Tales. Busty Miko's Secret Bond. Yeah. Is it First Light? That the one? Yeah, that's it. Oh no, it comes out the 27th. It might already be out on certain consoles or whatever, I don't know. Yeah, so that's not out yet. Oh no, pre-order bonuses. Really don't like that. Wish devs fucking stop that, full stop. Everybody should get all the same content in the game. Like, again, I don't mind proper expansion packs later on for games, but I just really dislike that fucking, you know, like, oh, you pre-order the game, you get some exclusive skins, and then if you pre-order from a different website, you get different skins, so nobody, in theory, can have every skin in the game, unless you pirate it, and then you somehow can. Again, as it's made by the Hitman devs, I'd have hope for it, because I like the Hitman series. Ah, cool, yes, you got it for Eid, yeah. But, yeah, so like I said, I know some consoles, like, that's the weird thing with, like, release dates. Some countries and, like, consoles versus PC have release dates at different times, which makes things confusing as well. And some people also get the shit like, oh, if you're a reviewer, you get a week early access to it, to even if there's a review embargo, to play the game before release. Yeah, so let's go look at that stone pedestal thing. It says there's a treasure there, unless that's something I can't open. Yeah, I'm going the right way. Yeah. I like Nightfire quite a lot. GoldenEye and Nightfire. Nightfire is still quite GoldenEye-y. And it had like the map with the cable cars and like a castle or a church at one end and I think a ski lodge at the other. And you had all like different characters you could play as. Oh wait, yeah, that's that thing that I can't get into yet, never mind. Right, so this is the bit, isn't it, there? That is where I would be, I think. Yeah, that's the bit where the merchant is. Okay, so that's the bit where we came from before we fought the boss, right? Don't forget to like the stream, everybody. I hate saying it, but you know, YouTube really isn't sharing my videos properly at the moment. At the moment, I get more views on my community post telling people I've made a video than I do on the videos themselves. So that's fucking great. YouTube surely knows what its priorities are at the moment. We've been in there, haven't we? Although, oh, there's Church Key in the Mural Cave? Or do I need something else for that first? Let's go have a look at that other one first, in the Little Middle Island. Oh, I get free harpoons, cool, so I can kill the fish and get free fish. Can I get on that little boat? It looks like I can. We've got us a boat. Unless I just throw my harpoons at it. Very deep away. We know it's full of precious booty. Or maybe I'll get on there. Yar har fiddly dee, being a pirate is alright me. You are a pirate. Yeah, there we go. Adventure awaits on every shore. We set sail and explore. What I've got coming today, although it was meant to be one of those before one... Oops, what have I done there? Come on. How did I... Oh, I pressed the Windows key, didn't I? Which is called the Super key on Linux. Hang on, just get the game to work properly again. What was I going to say regarding... yeah, so what I've got... Yeah. Again, games, lad. It's not stealing because it's a copy. You're alright. Again... My personal theory on pirating is, if it's a greedy AAA studio, they deserve it, lad. If it's an indie developer, you're a shitbag. Go to bar. But yeah, speaking of what I've got coming today, is where I've got that German PAPR unit that's normally battery powered that Steve from the Nuclear Family gave me, because he sold them when he was in the UK. You can run those, in theory, from the battery compartment. You can run them off a vehicle's power supply as well, but you need like a unique one for the thing. But because they're both, because it's the batteries provided are about 14-15 volts, but it can safely run up to 18 volts. What I've bought is one of the power supplies that does 18 volts, because I tried it with a variable power supply and it did work alright. So what I've got is like a laptop 18-volt power supply with the right plug. You know, I bought one of those ones where you can put any of the attachments on you want for different devices. So I'll be able to connect it that way. I've also got, I'm also going to try powering it on 2 9-volt batteries, because that might be, although you'd have to charge it up more often, it's an easier way of doing it than running it off 10 AAAs, like how it's set up at the moment. Basically, the idea is I could just plug it in behind me or down there, and do a stream with the PAPR blowing nice cold air on my face, and not worry about the batteries running down, because I've just literally got it plugged into the wall. It'd be great. So yeah, I'll be doing, when that arrives, I'll do a stream wearing the PAPR for the entire stream. Once I've got it set up and running off a cable properly. So yeah, this is like one of those wall voltage to various DC adapters. So basically I just need it to be about 16 to 18 volts, pulling the right amount of amps. And then yeah, you can run it off a fucking wall socket rather than you know, rather than running it off of a bloody load of batteries and then having to keep replacing or recharging the batteries. And like I said, and then I'll probably run it off of 2 9-volts. Because with my battery thing that Steve provided me, they're lithium AA's in there at the moment. And when I took a multimeter reading on there, it is giving out over 18 volts off of the battery pack anyway, so it should be fine. Yeah, films are fine, especially because a lot of studios now don't even do proper releases of films anymore. So there's a special tax to prevent piracy, but pirates wouldn't have to pay that tax even if they're pirating it. Wow, that's a great idea, isn't it? Like I said, some of these, it's like some of our retarded government policies where they come up with ways like, to stop people doing this, we'll do this. Like, oh, speaking of that, we've got another one that's going to end badly for us. So, Labour said they're going to tax the supermarkets more, and I don't have much sympathy for supermarkets. The problem is that what will end up happening is those same supermarkets are going to fucking just increase the prices on consumers by ever how much the tax is. So we'll all end up paying more regardless. Yeah, Blu-rays are interesting because the thing is with Blu-rays is Sony kind of caused problems because of the fact that like companies have to pay Sony a license to be able to do Blu-rays. Alright, there's my golden egg. Oh no, it's a brown chicken egg. No, it's not a golden egg. But do I need to heal? But no, I've got loads of those fish and everything I can eat, so should be alright at the moment. Oh, craft, anything good with that? Oh no, I'm not running knives to do my bolts, right? But yeah, what I did is there was a program. Oh, there's the golden egg, right? I've got a golden egg. I've got a golden egg. Do 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 do. But yeah, like so yeah, with Blu-rays, there's the annoying thing like with Blu-ray films. If you buy a Blu-ray drive for your PC, you have to get paid for software to watch the things, unless you get Leeway, which is a Chinese, probably spyware-y, but it's free because the Chinese do not give a shit about copyright, and I like that about them. Yeah, exactly, I do the same thing, but what annoys me now, Rajiv, is although I've got an external one, the external one doesn't work with all my discs, and most PCs now no longer you can no longer seem to get cases where that you can actually install drives into them. It's really annoying, it's because most people don't want it anymore, so it's getting harder and harder to get them. So we need to do that thing over there. I might quickly do the lakeside settlement and then just hand over to the trader the golden egg before I accidentally eat it or something. Maybe this... Is this a place, or is this a different place I've been before? I think this is a different one, isn't it? Because, yeah, there's loads of stuff here I've not looked at. Yeah, I haven't been to this place at all. Catch the gigantic fish that lives in the lake for me. Fish oil may have uses after all. Oh, have I already got that? Is that one? Or is it a different one? But anyway, I definitely won't eat the big fish if it's a unique thing. Yeah, I'm downwind of my aircon, even though it's so hot at the moment that most of the cool air is already lost by the point it gets to me, but this is still the nicest room in the house. It was 33, 34 fucking Celsius in my room last night when I actually sleep in. Even with a giant fan on me. I was laying just in my boxers, on top of all the covers with a fan blasting me. And again, because the fan's only really moving hot air, but it still feels better than no air movement. It took me quite a while to get to sleep. Well, like I said, the nice thing for me is I'm on Linux now, so I don't have to put up with any of that bollocks. Like I said, the bad bit with Linux, I'll do a video at some point talking about the pros and cons of it as a normal user that's using Linux. But, you know, there's certain things that are exclusive to Windows. There's stuff that requires you to Google stuff a bit more, but with AI it's so much easier now where, you know, you can just literally ask AI to fix something for you. As in, like, you know, this program isn't running, what do I do to fix it kind of thing. But for the most part, yeah, Linux, like I said, for the most part, I'm finding more I like about it than dislike about it. Yeah, like I said, our area hit about 31 outside yesterday, at the hottest part of the day. Today's meant to be hotter. Yesterday broke the records, didn't it, for May temperatures. Again, June and July are going to be even worse. But yeah, like I said, what we're doing is mostly just keeping, you know, the, is that a woman or a man, do you reckon? Not that really matters. Not obvious boobs, but the bum's quite nice. So I don't know. It also looks kind of more like leggings women would wear. It's probably a woman. Yeah, exactly, Rajiv. Like I said, people who haven't got aircons, you might want to think about investing into an aircon. Like with my friend, where he rents, the nice thing is his electricity is included in his rental price. So, for example, he could actually buy an aircon, and, you know, it wouldn't rack him up bills. Because the problem is with aircons, oh, that was my dehumidifier beeping, then, 'cause it's annoying, it turns itself off. Not dehumidifier, air purifier for the pollen. That, for some reason, after 24 hours turns itself off. The one I've got in my other room doesn't. I like it more. You just keep it running forever. Yeah, India got to 55C, didn't it, in parts of India the other day, I saw. Which, again, is, like, really dangerous to health kind of levels of temperature. It wasn't in Delhi it got to that temperature. It was somewhere else in India. But yeah, it was insane. Oh shit. Switching to the pistol is always faster than reloading. Oh, just die already, you lot. I have got a grenade. I haven't got a flash grenade, but frag out. Oh, hello, you're still alive, okay. Let's craft the herbs. Probably just eat the brown chicken egg for now. Another one. And then, let's quickly get this out. Is that all of them? Yeah, the humidity when I looked was 85% in my area. And apparently, yeah, 85% humidity when you're over 30 Celsius becomes really dangerous. Yeah, it is much cooler by the coast, so I'm looking forward to being away at the coast in a couple of weeks. But yeah, we were quite literally at Florida levels of humidity with heat yesterday. Like, not Florida at the height of the heat they get in Florida, but, you know, like the typical, you know, you're sweating like a fucking pig. I don't know. Do pigs actually sweat? Sweating like Prince Andrew when being asked about Epstein, and yeah, basically, yeah, your body can't evaporate the heat. I think I asked it. Hang on, let me just pause this a second. I'll just check. So yeah, let's see what today's outside temperature is at the moment. It was 29 Celsius first thing this morning after the curtains have been pulled and everything in our living room. What's the BM, sorry? From, oh, British Museum, sorry, yeah, of course it is. Yeah, I imagine just being packed in like sardines with sweaty people on a fucking hot day is horrible, yeah. Don't blame me for walking. Anyway, let me have a look. So, to get the Met Office up, because although BBC weather tends to be more accurate, Met Office, I can just have an app on my phone. So yeah, oh, we might have thunderstorms starting at 3 PM apparently. Oh, likelihood very low. But yeah, next hour look, where I am, 32 fucking Celsius. 32 Celsius where I am. Yeah, so 32. Says it feels like 32. Does it say what humidity is at the moment? So I don't think that water thing's a humidity. I think that's the percentage chance of rain. Yeah, it is, because apparently it suddenly goes down to less than 5% a bit later on. Daily high at the moment is 77% for humidity. So yeah, let me just ask this. So I'll ask an AI. So let's just get up ChatGPT. How bad is 77% humidity at 32C? At 32 Celsius with 77% humidity, conditions are considered very uncomfortable and potentially dangerous for prolonged activity outdoors. The important figure is the heat index, feels like temperature, which combines heat and humidity because sweat stops evaporating efficiently. Oh, at 32C and 77% relative humidity, it feels roughly like 46 to 49 Celsius, depending on sun exposure and wind. This is into the range where heat exhaustion becomes a real risk, physical work becomes difficult, sleep quality drops badly, dehydration happens fast, vulnerable people, elderly, overweight, heart, lung conditions can struggle even while resting indoors. And I've got asthma, but it's thankfully not that bad. Yeah, 32C at 30% humidity is hot but manageable in the shade. 32C at 77% humidity feels oppressive and airless. Constant sweating with little cooling effects, sticky skin clothes, rapid fatigue, headaches, dizziness, shortness of breath. So yeah, like I said, this is the funny thing. When this is the thing I don't get, where foreigners are like, oh, it's not that bad in the UK. It's bad because our humidity's high. Like, if it was the same temperature in bits of Spain at the moment, although you'd have to be careful and be in the shade, in bits of Spain it's quite a dry heat. Same thing like in Egypt and places like that. It's a lot nicer, believe me. I could go to a slightly hotter country at the moment and I'd enjoy it more. Well, 34 at 77 is even worse, Raju, but yeah. Or whatever your humidity is there. But yeah, like I said, that's the thing that loads of people just do not seem to understand, is the worst combination is high heat and high humidity. I'm not going off of what they're going off of. I'm going by, like AI telling me the things. Again, but if your humidity is low, then that's fine. But yeah, like I said, I'm oh, fucking bear traps as usual. I'm going off of the, calculating heat via humidity, which is the best way of doing it. But yeah, like I said, there are people that just don't seem to, for whatever reason, grasp that if you're, especially in like a rainforesty type country, like bits of Asia, the humidity with the heat kill people like non-stop every year. Yeah, you can either have a humid country that's not as hot, or you can have a hot country that's not as humid, but the combination of humidity and it's that, combination I was saying of humidity plus whatever is the dodgy bit. Right, when we got attacked, where was that? When I came out of the cave again, or somewhere else? It's when I came out of there, wasn't it? I got attacked by all the dogs and that, I think. So we've been up here, have we? I'll just run up just to double check. But... No, we've not been up here because I've not broken that. Good thing I checked. That's just a dead end here, is it? Okay. Yeah, your humidity is a lot lower than my area then. But yeah, so in our area we typically get 70 to 80% humidity most of the year. I don't know why. Probably all the trees and grass. Oh, am I actually at the bit now, right from the beginning of the game, where yeah, where we went down that trapdoor and we got captured by the big man, the big guy. Yeah, we're in that place. Okay. So yeah, this links back to the village, doesn't it, somewhere? But yeah, that's probably that tunnel I couldn't go through, but that's where it linked back to the village in the first bit of the game. Yeah, so that's why we could get through there with that key this time. Right. I'm more orientated now. Also, glad I'm not doing my old job because when the aircon broke, they never repaired it and then had it uninstalled. Then the company that, when certain departments had aircon, the company, once we got bought out by a really greedy company, they did the thing of then saying, like, well, then nobody gets aircon because people are complaining that some departments get it. So rather than just giving everybody aircon, they just ripped it out of everywhere except for the except of course when the management was. Management still got aircon, we didn't. And then yeah, because it's under a place that mostly is a metal building, and you know you've got electrics and that running inside, we'd quite often have 50 Celsius and really high humidity in some of the rooms in the place. Is what true, buddy? Budder, sorry. Is what true? But yeah, we ended up being in a situation where you literally would be fucking stupidly humid, really hot, and some of the management wouldn't want you to take like an extra 5 minutes just to cool down with cold water outside. Because, you know, late stage capitalism, like I said, if the worker dies, oh well. If you made a comment before the one where you said, is this true, Budder, then it got hidden by YouTube for whatever reason. That's that photo again. Probably nothing else to see here. Oh no, it says there is a thing over there. Yeah, it was because we had like an electric, like a massive industrial dishwasher running, other electrics, you know, like grills and ovens and everything. I'm assuming YouTube hid your comment, did it, Budder? Right, that's this place cleared out. Right, let's go back to the boat and then go to the trader and sell off some stuff. Try doing your comment over a few lines. So do like the first 2 words, press enter, type the next 2 words, do it like that. Okay. I was going to say, because that's sometimes the only way you can get past YouTube when it censors stuff. Especially when it's stuff for no reason that they're just putting on a list. It's a lot of dead fish. We want to go to that stone pedestal over there. Alright, so we want to go up there, do we, to where the trader is? Yeah, because that's where the fish farm is. I know there's other bit. Oh no, that's the trader there, is it? Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a different trader. That's the church bit there, isn't it? Can I go down that little waterway, or is that a sealed off bit? Oh look. There we go. Oh, it's an underground cave, I see, rather than it being like a little river. We've got everything from that bit there, so yeah, nothing to do here. Yeah, you should be able to type it. Type the name of the rifle just as its own comment without any other context. Just see what's here in case I've missed anything here. SKS, oh nice. 762 by 39. Soviet one, Yugo one, or a Chinese one, or something else. Oh, not one of these again. Ah, cool, Soviet one. Oh, don't forget to like the stream, by the way. For anybody that hasn't liked it yet, just because, like I said, at the moment, YouTube is being really crap at not sharing my stuff. So I'm hoping the more people that are on streams commenting and liking and stuff means they go, oh yeah, we should actually promote this channel. Now has over 100,000 subscribers. That was a pathetic load of hits from me there. They're still nice though. I'd like an SKS. Oh, it's got a Molotov in it. The SKS is kind of funny as well because it was designed as the actual rifle for the Soviet Union, while the AK was going to be essentially their SMG. And then I think they just realised for cheapness reasons that the AK was good enough at doing everything. Or as in banned for new sales, but you can keep the ones you've got, because otherwise it seems a bit dumb to have bought one. But what, just because, oh no, even though it's a wooden gun with a small internal magazine. Oh, can't have that, it's scary. Are you trying to sneak up on me? Yeah, they're up. Yeah, down he goes. Oh, it's burning, that one, good. No, stop reloading, Leon. Never mind. Those ones are really annoying. Oh, so yeah, you first got like a half-size mag or whatever it is. But yeah, Norinkos are quite nice, some of the Chinese guns. Because I did see Forgotten Weapons to do some videos on those. Had to go to Canada because of the fact that a lot of those are just import banned in the US or whatever it is. You know, again, stupid politics stuff that means that something that should just be fine isn't. Oh, these guys are really pissing me off now. I don't have any flashbangs, do I? Oh, I have one flashbang, right. I'll just waste that to get rid of these guys. I have no idea how you're meant to do this puzzle again. I'll probably have to go and... So there's bits of paint that show you some of the symbols, isn't there? But, so... Can't remember which ones are meant to be where you look at them from a certain angle to get a different symbol. Okay, so it's just a couple of... You only can press a couple of things, okay. It limits you into what order you can press them. Yeah, I'll come back to that when I figure out how I'm actually meant to be doing it. Probably just because it was semi, I imagine. But I'm not Canadian, so I don't know. I know in the UK they want to further reduce the amount of shells you can have in a shotgun. As in, previously we had the massive, amazing, high-capacity 3-round shotguns. And now they want to limit that to 2 rounds, and I don't know if that includes the one in the chamber either. So, like, it's essentially just making pumps and semis completely pointless now. So you might as well just have an over-under. Because, like I said, the politicians just fucking stuff up that was fine. There was nobody going around doing shootings of semi-autos or pump shotguns, but oh no, we have to definitely make the rules worse for everyone. Well, hello. That's the same thing in the UK, in theory. You could have an AK, but all the gas system's removed, so you have to just rack it back every shot. And if you're going to do that, people would just get a decent bolt rifle anyway, rather than a... So yeah, like in the UK, for example, after the semi-ban, you could have a FAL, but it had to have the gas system removed. Yeah, again, your comment doesn't make much sense, but again, like I said, that's the annoying thing, YouTube just randomly going like, oh, a perfectly sensible comment, can't have that. Oh, I can sell that yellow herb, good. Okay, so it's not as bad as the UK then, but yeah, in the UK it's literally like the gas system's removed. So any gun that would have been semi has essentially become a bolt action with a less good bolt. So like say an AK, you'd have to keep racking it back on the right hand side every time. FAL, rack it back on the left hand side every time. And if the law's like that, most people say I'd rather have a good quality bolt action. As of last time I looked, the threat of an explosion's gone because the pressure's dropped down, the temperature's dropped down a bit. But I think it's slowly rupturing out the tank, so I think they're just basically collecting the sludge as and when it comes out, you know, and then getting the next bit of sludge, next bit of sludge, until the tank's empty, basically. So that's probably the best case scenario, anyway. Was it to do with asbestos? YouTube doesn't like the word asbestos. Right, so I guess I meant to stand at an angle to make so I can actually see what that symbol is. Anyway, that symbol is going to be the... That one there, isn't it, on the right? So we know what that one is. I assume it's meant to be that one on the right, not the one where... So one that's like left of that and then... So that one there is both the top and bottom. That is... Oh, actually, it might be that one then. Yeah, it's going to be that bottom one, not the one on the right. And that one, if we can get the angle at an angle where we can see it, maybe from down below. Oh yeah, we can look at that one from down below. That is like kind of ovary looking things. I don't know, Faz, because personally with Twitch, I don't get many viewers on there, so I can't really tell how much it's censoring comments. I normally just get people spam advertising, you know, join up for this service or whatever. They're really the only comments I get. So that was the ovary looking, probably that top right one there, wasn't it? So let's do that one. Then let's do, is it that bottom one or the top one? I think it was that bottom one, wasn't it? Now let's do it through process of elimination. Right, so not that. Let's try the waves next. No. Nope, didn't mean to press that one. Oh, okay. There we go. What was that, yeah, like you said, it's kind of weird, like you're saying, wasn't it, about the Czechs being the other way around with that, but yeah. Where most countries, like, oh, you're only allowed it for certain sports or hunting, never for self-defense. The Czechs are like, no, gun is for shooting people. I think it should just be legal for everything as long as you're not a crazy person. Oh, fuck you, getting up right just as I about to kill you. Oh, not again. Or was that burnt up anyway? I don't know. See if there was any bolts in them. Oh, the nice thing now as well is I've got my audio quality set to 96k because I found out how on Linux to install a program like with Windows that lets you change the audio frequency. So, you know, for games that support higher audio frequency, I can actually make use of having good headphones and a DAC again. But by default, I think Linux is just 48k on everything on the operating system. Oh, I left some bolts over there. That's a lie. Again, GP5 filters, as far as asbestos goes, they're pretty low in asbestos. And it generally will have a hard time escaping the filter because the asbestos is in the particulate layer, not a little bit of cotton wool at the top. But it's still white asbestos, and that still gives you lung cancer. It's like somebody saying, oh, getting hit by a car that's going at 40 miles per hour is fine because it didn't hit you at 80 miles per hour. People like that are fucking idiots. Again, it's your own risk if you want to use it or not, but I really hate people that go, oh, it's not that bad type of asbestos. Yeah, it's not blue asbestos in there. It's a small amount of white asbestos, and as asbestos goes, that isn't as bad. But you breathe it in, you are still going to fuck your lungs up to, you know, asbestos damage can't be fixed in your lungs, it's permanent. My uncle has asbestosis, because he used to work doing, like, lots of painting and decorating when there was no regulations around the stuff. He constantly gets pneumonia now, has to keep getting checked for lung cancer. He wheezes even when he's not doing anything, like he was a heavy smoker. So no, it's not a good thing. People like that are dicks. You know, I really, really hate that kind of argument of... It's like somebody saying, oh, if you eat a certain amount of poison and it just makes you really, really sick, it's not bad. Because it wasn't enough poison to outright kill you. People like that are really irresponsible. And again, I do things in my own personal health that are dangerous and I wouldn't recommend. But I'm just saying that I'd never then say to somebody, oh, you know, doing this thing is fine because you're only taking you're only damaging your body to a small amount, not a big amount. But no. GP5s have white asbestos in the filter. It's a low percentage. If it gets in your lungs, it will still cause permanent, unrecoverable lung damage. I assume the merchant... Oh, is there a ladder there? Oh, yeah. Just a merchant up here. So that's good, because I don't have to go all the way back to where the other one was. Ah, nice, there's a merchant. Are we back in that other place? No, this can't be the same place, can it? Oh, it is. Okay, because the quarries are in the way shrines there. Okay.
I've got some new art. Welcome. Got something new.
I don't know if I can sell that. I don't know if it shows up there because I've used all the things for it. But...
That's archers. Stranger. I'll pay a pretty penny for that.
Oh, good. That was the base you wanted.
This is what I'm talking about. Fine. Nice work. Still have some new items you might be interested in.
Don't really need the attaché case. Again, I could buy a load of Velvet Blues, but I probably won't at the moment. Right, what else is there? Gold token can be exchanged for prizes. What does it say? Can't read that. It's under my thing. Increases the chance for rare prizes. Blah, blah, blah. I'll probably just wait till I can afford the upgrade tickets then, because they're for the like really, really good. Well, I say now, I might save up 2 more and get the laser sight, because I think I can put that on 5.7, can't I? Yeah, exactly. Like I have literally in this room somewhere. If you really wanted to, you could get one of these, especially if you took the label off. And if you look inside it there, you can see it's not the original filter medium, which again you won't really show up on camera, but I can see it with my eyes. You can see it's like a modern paper filter in there. They literally, the factory that used to make some of the GP5 filters now makes them just to modern standards, but they look basically identical. So if you wanted a completely safe one, you could do that, you know, if you were cosplaying. Or if you just wanted a ghost filter that was modern and good and didn't have asbestos in, there's other options. But yeah, no, and again, the problem is GP5 filters, due to their age, aren't necessarily going to protect you from much. Again, they're better than no filter. Like, again, I'd still rather risk breathing through a GP5 filter if I was exposed to gas and didn't have anything better. But the point is that, you know, they're lower-end, mass-produced filters in the first place. They've got stuff in them that is not good for you. And, you know, there's so many better options out there. I also had the guy, not that same YouTuber, but somebody having a massive go at me because he sold GP5 filters and said I was putting people off sales of his filters. Like, oh, sorry, you're selling people asbestos filters, are you? You're a cunt. You know, if you knowingly do it. I mean, I wouldn't mind if somebody sold GP5 filters, said, look, don't use it, it's got old stuff in the filter that's not good, but if you want it as a collectible, you know. Because, again, it's nice to be able to have them just as a collectible. But I really don't like the fact that some people just literally lie about how dangerous they are because they want to sell them, or, oh, Russian filters just as good, comrade. That was a striker compared to my current shotgun. More power, more capacity, slower reload speed, better rate of fire, not quite as precise. I'm tempted to get the striker, in all honesty. Like, let's sell off my riot gun first. Let's repair my knife as well on here. And then we want to go to buy striker. Let's tune this up a bit because it's stock still at the moment. Right, I've fully upgraded the 5.7 now, except for where I need the exclusive token for it, okay. Right, yeah, I'm going to definitely keep the crossbow, just because it's useful for reusable ammo. Right, so, yeah, we've now got that. We don't have many shotgun rounds, but we've at least got some. I was going to sell the yellow herb to him as well, wasn't I?
I'll buy almost a deal well struck. Come back anytime.
Yeah, again, it might be hard to get them now because obviously Russia's war in Ukraine, but yeah, there's a Russian factory that just makes them. Yeah, speaking of masks, I found when I was looking through some of my stuff, because I hadn't seen this guy in a while, found my shums, and I've got Polish FP5 filter on here, but it's the one that's probably actually a P5 filter, not the FP5 filter, because it works properly with Soviet masks. But just to quickly prove this works. So, okay. There we go. Yep. Looks completely fine. You can smell a little bit of that in the air, but because the aircon's blowing, it's actually blowing most of it away from my face, which is nice. But yeah. So like I said, there are options if you want to use Soviet masks safely. It's just that, you know, I wouldn't recommend using a old GP5 filter. Because I was one of the people to start with that thought asbestos in Soviet filters is probably a made-up thing, because people used to say it before they were ever tested, just because they, you know, were trying to say, oh, don't get a Soviet filter, get, you know, whatever other type of filter. But then, yeah, they were proved right, but I don't think they were actually right. Like I said, it's a bit like when everybody was saying Trump would do all these awful things in his first term, and they were ended up being right in his second term. But that's just because Trump's been so bad in his second term. It wasn't that, you know, when they were going like, oh, he's going to be literally Hitler and do all these things. Yeah, that's my favourite Soviet gas mask out of the proper gas masks. Like I said, I wish the IP4M had a gas mask variant rather than just a rebreather variant, because that's a very nice mask. You know, and like I said, there's the PBF has an oral nasal cup, which is nice, but it's only in cheek filters. I wish they'd have done a PBF style mask without the cheek filters, like the ones in Stalker. Right, okay, so what do we need to do still around here? Where the mural cave is, I need to go do something, okay? That's that dock coming up here, right? Or is it that dock? Are we on the right one? Yeah, I have, good. Yeah, that's signed to 3, good. Oh yeah, that, yeah, seems quite nice shot. Even if it's a wider spread, it seems probably good for just nuking enemies right in front of you. So I need to get one more of those, don't I? Location from mural. Okay, so there's a place to the south I've not been to yet near the castle. Right. Yeah, that'd be really cool, but I've never seen them personally. Like I said, even if they've actually been done by people either themselves or you know, done in terms of what you call it. You know, officially, like with not many built. It's just a shame it was never a mass-produced thing. That's not a fish. That's just some scrap. There's a thing there, but I think I needed something to get into that pedestal, didn't I? So there's no point in me going straight back to that yet. Yeah, I want to go to that one to the east of where I am, assuming that I'm pointing north. Is that something important? Okay, I just want to see if that's something I can hit, or if it's just to say there's a mural in this cave or something. You know, item you need in this cave. No, it's just okay. Well, where the room was so full of like air freshener or whatever. Didn't almost kill me, but it did make it really hard to breathe. No, I didn't want to get off there. I wanted to get more bass, but whatever. So we've got 3 squiggly lines there. We've got a thing that looks like a 3, but that might be half of a symbol. Sounds like there's a treasure thing hanging around somewhere as well. Let's go up the ladder. So with the Bulldog style masks, so like any of the like M17 rip-off ones, you mean? I've seen people taking normal filters, puncturing the protection cap, and then gluing it on from the inside of the mask and the screen. Yeah, that kind of would work. You might have to do, yeah, you'd probably just have to put a bit of rubber cement around it as well, I imagine. But that's kind of an interesting idea. The problem is that it would add too much weight to the outside of the mask, really, because they're not designed for that kind of, you know, external weight. So that's in there. I have to figure out how to get that from inside of that. So right, that symbol there. Okay, I meant to do that. So that's like kind of a bit like the biohazard symbol. That one. So we've got biohazard symbol. We've got a big 3 type thing. Do I have to? Oh yeah. Okay. So that's actually that's kind of like a twin thing. And there was the 3 squiggly lines, wasn't there? Okay. So it's going to be that one, if I can get the thing on it properly. Those squiggly lines, it's just the angle's a bit different. And the other one looked like a D on one side, didn't it, and something else. Don't know if it's going to be one of those. Right, so that one, maybe it's that one. No, so it's definitely that bottom right one. It's definitely that bottom left one. I'll just keep doing all of these until I find which one it is by just brute forcing it. Because again, oh, maybe it's that very left one that looks like the bow actually. Because yeah, it's from a different angle. Yeah, there we go. And we've also got the other thing for that particular gate there. Yeah, to me it looks more like a skull than a monkey, but I can kind of see the monkey thing with it, with like the little ears, I think. I think it's because it's the little ears on it that make it look like a monkey. What I said, like I said, when I get enough money, again, it might have to be if the company's still doing it when I've got a proper job again, unless people, you know, donate a decent amount on here every now and then. Again, I'm not trying to sound like I'm begging, I'm just sort of saying it's one of those things that I can't justify unless I've got a load of spare cash. I want to get the company that does the replica Mickey Mouse masks, because there's actually a company now that's like one of those specialised high-end Halloween mask companies, and they, to order, like you have to order it and then it takes them like a month or 2 to do it, they do the proper Mickey Mouse mask. So obviously it's not an official rare one from World War II, but they actually do like a really, really good kind of modern copy of the Disney Mickey Mouse mask. So I just thought that'd be a really, really cool thing to own. But like I said, it's a case of so where's that then? Because that's maybe that's later in the game we get to that one. Let's go back over there and just see if I can do anything there. Stone pedestal. like I said, next month I've got a friend visiting me. Once that's all out the way with, I'll start properly job searching. Because of the fact that, you know, at that point I've not got anything on where I'll go, and I don't really want to, you know, look for a job at the moment because there's shit coming up and then I have to arrange holiday days from work. Yeah. The truth is there's something terribly wrong with this country, isn't there? We don't have the good bits of V for Vendetta. We don't have a government with cool, like, fascist uniforms and all that sort of stuff. We've got all the tyranny and all that sort of shit from V for Vendetta, just about the cool bits. Not that I'm saying that's actually a good thing. Oh, fuck's sake, you didn't pick up the machine. But, you know, having a fascist thing like that. But again, if I was in a dystopia, I'd at least want there to be cool uniforms. And England prevails. Oh great, my least favourite kind of puzzles in all of gaming. That's definitely the bottom two bits correct. But I still need to get that bit in the correct position. If I leave and go back, does it reset the entire thing, or does it keep it as I last had it? So that's definitely two that are meant to be together, but probably not where they are at the moment. Normally it's about 10 seconds from when you comment to when I can see it roughly normally on YouTube. Something like that. I don't know why chat is always slow on these platforms, because, you know, when you send a text it goes through straight away, but I don't know why YouTube always is quite slow. I'm going to look up a solution to this because I'm lazy. Yeah, exactly, Sherlock, because, yeah, it's like, when I start streaming, YouTube doesn't start the stream, but it does start it from where I started it, until about 10 seconds after I start it, so yeah, there's always like a second delay. Right, Resident Evil 4... RE4. What kind of puzzle is this? What do we call it? Rotate puzzle. I'm just going to see if it's one where if it does reset, if I can just do a certain things in a certain order, because I absolutely hate puzzles like this. So first, so let's go out and into it just in case it resets anything. So first, rotate the bottom left group of 3 pieces once. Yeah. Then rotate the top group of 3 pieces once. Yeah, now what? That's not the entire thing. Let's see if I can find a thing for the entire hexagon puzzle. Oh, no, because I'm on hardcore, okay. Right, so let's go out and into it and see if it's reset. So, bottom right, rotate this group 3 times. Although, that's not going to be right now, is it? Oh, I hate puzzles like this in games. It's not, Sherlock. It's literally not for that, because the comments will just show up regardless, and I don't see them until they show up for everyone and me. It's... I think YouTube, in theory, if they see you blowing your brains out, can shut it off. But I doubt that still works in real time because of all the videos of people live streaming S-sides or whatever you want to call them. So yeah, it's one of those things that's just because their system's crap. Yeah, that's in theory why they have it, but it never works out like that. Is it possible? No, I have to do it in like that. I can't. So again, those are correct there. See, I just need to do those. We can. Is there a way of just resetting this fucking puzzle? Let's just jumble it all up again and see if I can then get bits into different positions. Alright, okay, that looks good there. But we need to get that water one to the bottom, don't we? If I save the game and load it, do you think it resets? Let's have a look. Because if it's reset, I can then just see a guide where you do it in this order. I like both. The original isn't very good on PC. It never had a good PC release. So unless I wanted to boot up my PS2 or emulate the PS2 version, I'm basically not playing it. In regards to the remake, I never had a problem with it. I quite enjoy it. There's a couple of bits I find annoying in it. But, like I said, I played it through a couple of times anyway. But, in terms of the, you know, I never understood all the whinging about the remake. Because there's, like, the Resident Evil 3 remake, I personally think was a bit of a letdown. But this one, I don't really get the fuss with it, if that makes sense. Like, why people didn't like it, because it seems close enough to proper RE4, it didn't bother me. I know there's, like, the big YouTubers that make all the clickbaity videos like, oh, this doesn't have soul, but the original had soul, and all bullshit like that. Again, with a lot of those as well, when you see those sort of videos, it's because they don't understand that when you had like lower res textures and lighting and that, you had to artistically do stuff differently to make stuff look like a certain thing. Right, is that reset again? I'm hoping it's reset again. So hardcore or professional mode. So bottom right, rotate this group of 3 twice. 1, 2. Bottom left. Twice. 1, 2. The top. Once. Yeah, so it's much easier just to reset it, and then again, it annoys me in games when some puzzles don't have just a reset option. You know, because it's one of those things where oh, so I want him to go back to the mural cave now. Okay. But it's one of those things in games where I just wish on all games you didn't have to load a save up if something soft locks, where you could just, you know, recover it that way. Because, again, I know with those you can probably rotate enough time to then fix it. But with some puzzles, it's just a bit annoying. But yeah, I like the remake. Like I said, how many hours have I put in this? 50.4 hours total, including my current playthroughs. Because, like I said, I've completed the game twice. I've done the Ada DLC at least once or twice. I can't remember how many times I've done it. Yeah, but the thing with the Resident Evil 3 remake, the reason I'm complaining about it a bit isn't because of the graphics or what Jill looked like or that. It's because Nemesis doesn't show up as much as the original, and that was the kind of creepy thing in the original Resident Evil 3, that Nemesis could turn up quite a lot. And it's also because like the Dead Factory area is just not in the game at all. It's kind of been partially turned into like a very clean-looking Umbrella lab. But it's just for things like that, it seems very short compared to proper Resident Evil 3. And some of my favourite areas in the game they just changed or removed. So yeah, I don't think it's bad, I just think out of all their remakes I find it the weakest one. Right, church insignia, all that, right? I'm assuming now that's everything, is it? Around, right, no, there's still something there. Unless that's from a different floor. So hang on, that's where the quarry is. Okay, so I can that's the church. So those are fine. I haven't missed those yet. There's nothing in any of these cave areas I've missed. There's something over there. Okay. I reckon that's somewhere I can't get to at all yet. That treasure, because it's not near any of the areas, is it? Unless it's just something I can break for cash. I'll look in a minute.
Found the key to the church.
Copy that. Now go get Baby Eagle.
Right. No time to chat. Going in. Under 1 hour.
Yeah, okay, so in original Resident Evil 3, Nemesis is a lot more like what they did with Mr. X in the Resident Evil 2 remake. And that's why everybody had really high hopes that Nemesis was going to chase you around even more of the map. But yeah, in Resident Evil 3, basically there's lots of points where Nemesis will just appear kind of scripted, and if you do things in different order, he might be scripted elsewhere. But he'll actually chase you around quite a lot of the map, you know, so you go through a door and he'll still chase you. So you have to either run really far away, or you have to kill him at like various points while you like stun him, because you basically can't kill him. Oh yeah, the clock tower also wasn't in the remake at all either. The clock tower was a cool area, but that's just completely gone from the remake. I reckon that might be something we get to later on, looking at that. Because I can't see anything over there that looks like there's a treasure I can just snipe. So I reckon that, whatever that is something I have to get later. And if I miss one thing, it's not really a problem. Okay, so we're now heading Lakeside Settlement, aren't we? There's something there, actually. Unless, again, it's... Oh, that's because it keeps rotating the fucking camera. This bit annoys me how it keeps doing this to the camera. I wish the orientation stayed like, you know, north or whatever, rather than based on where you are. So yeah, we want to now go to... Oh my god, where am I meant to be going to get back to the main bit of the map? Again, I don't like the fact they keep changing this, so I can't see. Fish farm, alright, it's near the fish farm, isn't it? So it's that one up there, right? Yeah, the fixed angles and the fact that, like, you weren't expecting him to chase you through a door the first time he does it. So you end up getting that thing where you think you're safe and then he fucking chases you down the corridor. Because obviously in Resident Evil 1 and 2, as soon as you went through a loading door, the enemy stopped following you. Because they're, like, separately loaded rooms. Again, like I said, I still enjoyed playing the Resident Evil 3 remake, don't get me wrong, I just think it's the weakest of Capcom's remakes. Like, the RE2 remake is really good, I think it's better than the original Resident Evil 2. The Resident Evil 1 remake's good, but it's quite old now. I think Capcom said they might do a modern Resident Evil 1 remake in the style of these, which I think would be great if they did that. Because again, I like the GameCube era remake, even though I never played it on GameCube, but I have it on PC. It's definitely a better way of playing Resident Evil 1, and it's got kind of more content rather than less content. So there's stuff in that wasn't in the original game, but they haven't really taken anything out that was in the original game. But, you know, I would love one with even better graphics done kind of like this. Just because I think these play way better being like, you know, third person like this rather than the fixed camera angles. Again, I can understand the appeal of the tank controls and fixed camera angles. I'm just sort of saying, personally, I find that's one of the frustrating things going back and playing them, where you're trying to interact with something you can't because your character's not quite lined up with the tank controls, or where you run and then because the camera changes, you keep getting stuck. Where you're like, no, I didn't want to be running in that direction. Yeah, he got tentacle raped. Oh, graped, I guess is the word I have to say on here. Right, I'm not buying any of those yet. I'm like, sell. Right. I'm assuming the insignia key I can sell because I've already used it for all the things. I'll tell you what, I'll wait till I get to the castle before I sell that, just in case. Well, I've got some knives again. Okay, good. So I can yeah, nice small bolts. Like I said, I don't think YouTube actually instantly demonetizes you. What it seems to do is potentially do the thing where it just stops sharing your videos properly like it does to me all the time now. I thought I even laid 3 gemstones there. Yeah, there we go. If I change one of those to red, does it go up in value? So it's worth 25k at the moment. No, 24, so yeah, it's definitely better with the 3 blues in it. Yeah, 25,000 pesetas, yeah. Right, I think we've got a boss fight coming up now, haven't we? Well, some of the stuff I do on the channel about weapons and things like that aren't YouTube to advertiser friendly regardless. I don't make enough clickbait where they like channels that do clickbait, but I personally don't like just doing that because it feels like a non-genuine thing to do with your channel. And yeah, again, I don't chase all of the YouTube algorithms, so I don't really, you know, like check, oh, this month this is what YouTube wants you to be doing kind of thing. As an experiment, though, I might do... Ooh, smack my ass. I might do one of the videos, you know, where YouTube is like, oh, here's one of the things we suggest you do. And I might do one of those, even if it's stupid, just kind of as a jokey video, saying that, you know, yeah, I wouldn't normally make content like this, but let's see what happens if I actually do it. Thank you, doggo. Yeah, no shit. Oh, I've still been smacked again. Alright, I'm on my last health item. No, it's not one of those. I'll show you what I mean in a minute, because they're really stupid. Because I can actually show you because I'm on the PC. Get the shotgun out, that's what I'm asking you to do. No, there might be some ammo, but let's go have a look at that. Oh yeah, there is, nice. Oh nice, thank you, doggo. Cheers, Ollie. Like I said, I just try and just genuinely do genuine streams, whether it's a game or just chatting with people. You know, if people want to ask questions, I'll just do it. But I'm not, you know, I don't really try and do fancy streams. Right, good. He's finally dead. I'm glad he's dead. Right. Anything I can craft to this? Not handgun ammo. Guess get a load more rifle ammo up. That's it for now, isn't it? I'll combine those herbs. Okay, we didn't want to hit that. Right. What haven't I looked at here? So that's where the trader was, wasn't it? Down there.
Let's get to that church.
And that's the bit that he smashed up, and I've already grabbed the loot from. Anything down here? That's just where he came out of with some fleshy bits, but there are bits in here. I'm quite partial to watching Asmongold myself now and then. I don't normally watch him live, especially because it's like time period as well. Sorry, time zone. But I like watching some of the highlights of some of his streams, and it's stuff that interests me. Those bits just loop around, don't they? Right, in a minute I'll show you what I mean when I get to the next save point about YouTube stupid recommended thing. Tell you what, if we look through it together, if there's one that you guys think would be particularly funny to try, we'll do that. There's nothing up there, is there? Because I've already done this area, but yeah, that's not clear. Right. We'll look up GP5 in a minute and see if we can find some stupid GP5 video suggestions. That might be fun. Oh, hello. Oh, he's done a lot of damage to me. You know, that's nearly all my shotgun ammo gone. Fuck's sake. I think it's save room in here, isn't it? Or not? No, but there is. I haven't got a spare key for that one. Okay. Oh yeah, there is a save room in here. Right. Right. Let me save this here. We'll stop playing Resident Evil for now. I'm enjoying this, but I'll stay on the stream a bit longer, but we'll do some other stuff. So, how long have I been playing this session? 108 minutes, so yeah, I've been on over an hour playing this, so, just quit out of this now. Yeah, like, so YouTube forces me to do, like, humiliation ritual style videos, where, to get views. Right, so let's quit out of this. Right, and then, right, so if we go to YouTube, so we don't want my streaming thing up, like where I am at the moment, so let's go to the dashboard. I think you do it from the dashboard, right, and on here, there's a thing called, like, YouTube Inspire or something like that. Hang on. Is it something like that? No, it's definitely not some weird Inspire therapy thing. Is it YouTube Inspirations? Yeah. Okay, so it's the inspiration tab. How do I get it up? Sign to YouTube Studio, select content, inspiration, because they keep moving us about. So, right, content. Again, look, 85 views so far on today's video. Look, most of my videos now, in like the first few hours, are getting 100-something views. YouTube is really not wanting to share my videos anymore. Even when I go to effort and make a proper thumbnail where I got AI to combine the chemical weapons symbol, flashy text, guy in an S10, actual background things of a real-life chemical disaster, Yeah. So content, and then it was inspirations, or wasn't it, or something? It said inspiration. Right, here we go. Let's look at this bollocks then. So yeah, basically what this is it's stuff where YouTube tries to suggest you videos to make. Oh, is my screen not showing now? Or it's live. Oh, yeah, it's good. Okay, right. So let's go to the inspiration tab. Right. Adapting modern GOS-threaded CBRM filters for Soviet-era gas masks. Well, you don't have to do anything to adapt those. They just screw on, because if they're GOS, they're GOSed. Can you empty asbestos filters to make vintage British masks wearable? That is not a good idea. That is genuinely a bad idea. Let's cut open a filter where the asbestos is safely contained. Yeah, that's not a good idea at all. Comparing PooDB, I don't know what that is, versus NR850 Geiger counters on a DC power supply. I don't know what either of those are. Again, they might be real-world Geiger counters, I don't know, but still. And again, DC power supply is just an alternative to batteries. What's the point? Testing Chinese AliExpress masks with high-end 3M and Scott filters. Well, most of those you can't put 3M filters on, except the ones that do take 3M filters. But again, the Chinese masks are fine. If you put decent quality filters on, they're good. That's not really a whole video length. Hunting rare industrial Russian Shum 2012 masks during global export stage. They're not rare. Where's my Shum 2012? It used to be in this room. I might have moved it. But I have got a Shum 2012 somewhere. And they're hard to get outside of Russia. You need to know somebody who will send you one. But they're not rare. They're mass-produced masks. So again, that's like a stupid thing. So yeah, like I say, and that's another thing of analysing the potential impact of new UK government military spending on surplus, as in what stuff that might turn up on the surplus market. Right, so should we type in GP5 and then let's close that up. Should we type in GP? Oh, I don't want that type of. Oh yeah, it's because I got the pop-out chat. Hang on, let's close the pop-out chat a minute so it shows up there for me. So yeah, iPhone meals. Let's type in GP5 gas mask and see what it says I should do about GP5s. Okay, so the GP5 gas mask in 2026, survival reality versus Cold War myth. Again, it was fine for when it was made. I wouldn't really recommend people use them now as a serious mask, especially when you can get TF1s like this cheap. Oh, that's the point actually, before I forget, because I did forget to do this earlier and I said to people I'd do it. Let me, in this video, in the description, put my AliExpress links in, because I said to people I'd do it. Right, that's that sorted. So yeah. Why the GP5 gas mask still dominates British surplus markets today? That's a lie, it doesn't. They're probably quite hard to find for good prices now. Is the GP5 gas mask actually effective against modern biological health threats? Well, probably. If it's something a mask and the filter can normally stop, probably. Assessing the GP5 gas mask performance for urban prepping in modern Britain. I mean, yeah, it would stop tear gas. My honest rant on GP5 prices and the declining quality of militaria. None of these sound like good videos. Should we type in pink GP5? Because you said about pink. Let's see if it now comes up with fake things about the rare pink GP5's gas mask. Or if you're on about pink GP5, no, this is a red Chinese TF1. About this, and it's NATO threaded, so you can just literally put NATO filters on it. So yeah, this is actually a red colour. I don't know how well it looks on camera, but that's red rather than pink. Hang on, let me put that light on for you. It's like a very bright red. It's like a balloon red. Yeah, because if I put something else red next to it in comparison, look, both these masks are pretty similar shades of red. Not quite exactly the same shade, but Yeah, it's just very bright red. It's almost maybe slightly pink, but yeah, it's more red than pink. Okay, so tactical review of the pink GP5 mask and modern filter safety concerns today. Is the pink GP5... I like how the AI's actually made a pink-looking GP5. That's cute. Is the pink GP5 gas mask a genuine rare prototype or custom fake? We literally just made it up. Testing the pink GP5 gas mask against modern industrial chemicals in the workshop. Why aesthetic gas masks are ruining the serious military collective... No, I like aesthetic gas masks. Again, it doesn't exist. Right, let's think of something that's not a GP5. Right, what shall we look up that's not a GP5, but just stuff that might be funny? I'll put Keir Starmer gas mask. Is it K-I-E or K-E? It's K-E-I-R-O. Keir Starmer gas mask. Does Keir Starmer's gas mask choice actually offer protection against CBRN threats? Is the S10 gas mask still viable for UK civil unrest under Starmer? Why Keir Starmer should invest in surplus Avon FM12 masks for the UK? It's got a GP5, not an FM12. Analysing the technical specs of Keir Starmer's tactical PPE and protective gear. I think he just has extra fit condoms to stop the rent boys giving him AIDS. Comparing modern British police respirators to Starmer's preferred industrial safety masks. Reviewing the industrial respirator Keir Starmer wore during his recent factory visit. Again, I don't know if that's even a thing. That mask doesn't actually look like a bad design, thanks to AI. Like, I'm sure there are masks that look like that. That's not too dissimilar to, well, the filter's on the front for this. That's not too dissimilar to like a PPM88 style mask, saying that. If you had the filter like there, I'm sure there are masks that look like that. And that's not, doesn't actually look like a bad design to me, that one. Yeah, let's search that. So the HECU Marine mask, yeah, we won't give it any context, so the Half-Life mask. Well, it is actually an M40, so well done, Google. You somehow guessed the first time it is actually an M40 they have in Half-Life. Why the HECU M40 gas mask is failing collectors in the current economy? Radioactive HECU gear from Chernobyl. It's not from Chernobyl, it's from the Black Mesa incident. Identifying dangerous surplus masks for your collection. Modifying HECU gas masks to accept modern CBRN filters for real-world survival. Is the HECU gas mask still viable for civil defence in 2026 Britain? That's some very interesting results. Let's just try some of their tags. Fallout Reality. See if it goes on about like Fallout the game or TV series, or if it actually understands any nuclear fallout. I've put Fallout and it says Blackout there. They're not the same thing. Blackout is no power, Fallout is radioactive stuff. Why modern tactical gear fails compared to vintage military surplus? That's not true. My honest thoughts on the current UK energy prices and off-grid survivalist stuff, again not related to Fallout. Comparing real NBC suits to the iconic armour seen in Fallout Reality Gaming. Fallout Reality Gaming? It just put Fallout Games. Or Fallout Show. What, Fallout Reality? Oh, that's giving me an idea about something that might be spicy. Homemade firearms. Oh, this topic can't be used. Okay. Looty gun. Oh dear, oh dear. Here we go. Oh no. It can't create illustrations though. Analysing the engineering simplicity of the Looty submachine gun for modern survivalists. Comparing PA Looty design against modern 3D printed firearms in the workshop. The Looty gun legacy. How homemade designs impact modern UK weaponry law. Why the Looty gun remains a symbol of British civil liberty debates. Is a Looty design still relevant given the rise of new technologies? Reviewing PA Looty's original manuals and the politics of banned technical books. Yeah, what would happen if I did that, Google? What would happen to me with the Stormtroopers? Related videos on YouTube. How to take screenshots in Dell laptop easily. Techniques for growing coyote at home. Something not in English. How is that related to what I've... Again, the system is so broken now. Oh no, the inspirations for all of them. I'll put gas mask shorts, just in case it comes up with some good idea for shorts, but... Sadly, I don't think it gives you a script. It's just like the titles of a video. But again, that's not true. That's just making stuff up. Modern filters are easier to store because they're normally like vacuum packed better. I'll put gas masks toilet. But again, this is what YouTube's saying I should make. Latrine defense. Let's add that as a tag in a minute. Testing vintage gas masks against modern toilet chemical fumes and industrial bleach. Again, that could get you killed if it didn't work. Surviving guide to maintaining tactical gear in confined bathroom safe rooms. The history of trench latrines and First World War protective equipment. How to store your military collection. That's not really related. Reviewing a Cold War bomb. That's not really. Gwen cleaning with industrial strength ammonia. What a great idea. Gas mask toilet, survival sanitation, and biohazard plumbing. Let's add those tags even. Testing military surplus gas masks against modern household sewage biohazard exposure. Reviewing tactical hygiene gear to prevent disease and high risk. Again, that actually might be a sensible idea. How to convert industrial respirators for safe maintenance of contaminated waste lines. Again, that's probably something dangerous. The survivalist guide to emergency plumbing repairs during a national... Well, it's really too long to even fit in the thing. Why Victorian era plumbing systems might save you during a biological outbreak. Some of these just make no sense. I'm going to put gas masks in India and see if it suggests anything slightly offensive. No, do not redeem the gas mask in India, sir. See what happens. Might come up with something offensive. And again, it's not my fault if YouTube suggests offensive things. It's their own thing. Examining the BSF issue gas masks against British military standards. Indian civil defence gas masks rare. Why India needs better protective gear? Because people shit in the streets. That's why. Exploring again. I was hoping it would come up with funnier shit than that, but I'm actually going to Google this now. Indian gas mask. Oh, no, that one's like, well, because of colonialism. Indian gas masks, modern. I'm actually interested, does India make any of their own masks? So DRDO, assuming this is all correct. Oh, this okay. So this is right. So they do an M15 kind of thing. So like more like an M65 actually. But although it's got the Israeli M15 sort of drinking tube bit there, but it's not got a proper voice diaphragm. So they do a kind of sort of Draeger M65 looking thing. Okay, so that's actually a thing. Okay, this is weird. Unless that's just a filter randomly put there. But I was going to say, it looks like they've got sort of an M9, M65 style, sorry, M61 style mask, but with a filter at the bottom, but I think that's just some stupid image. Indian industrial gas masks. India Mart. Okay, I've never heard of this place. Venus, hang on, Venus yellow chlorine gas mask with canister. What's this thing then? Oh, I think that's, sadly, I think that's just Chinese. I think that is just one of those Chinese industrial masks looking at that. I don't think that's Indian, sadly. Alright, an indigenous man. Okay, so Venus safety is indigenous. Okay, India, Venus safety. Let's have a look at their website. Kind of interested. So they do an escape hood looking thing. Shop. Right, we're only interested in the full face and the half face masks. So the only mask they've got on here is very generic. That thing's kind of cool. But, looks like that's actually just got a 40mm filter on it for an escape hood. But yeah, that is just literally like any of the Chinese ones, or like any of the 3M style sort of masks. Not very interesting. Half masks, again, they only do a couple of 3M style ones. Again, not like those are literally 3M rip-off ones. Some of these are again just like that's when we just have a big particle filter in the front. So again, sadly, these are just kind of copy paste of other people's designs. They're not really a I mean, I thought the point of the India having gas masks is to prevent you smelling stuff. But okay, so we found out that India doesn't really make gas masks. They're just kind of copies of other people's things. That's kind of a shame. Let's just refresh the inspiration tab to default again. I suppose I just do that, do I? Then press F5. But I just want to see if it comes up with anything that might be a viable video. Because again, I wouldn't mind doing one of these if it's not going to get me in trouble. It's sort of just a stupid video, but it has to be a funny enough idea to do. Why modern gas masks are so tight and tips are better sizing. It sounds more like a fleshlight than a gas mask, but again, that's they're not really any tighter than others. Again, it's just nonsensical. It's a size thing. If you buy a small mask and you've got a big head, it's going to be fucking tight, isn't it? And horrible. Again, Shim 2012 isn't rare. How many times, YouTube? Can it protect against lethal fumes? Practical testing? Oh, that sounds like a great idea. America did have a couple of civilian masks, but they didn't produce them much. Because a capitalist country, pay to keep yourself alive, basically. But yeah, let's see if something that might kill me, if I'm protected from it. Yeah, thanks YouTube, that's getting print screened. Because yeah, let's do something that might result in you dying for a video idea. Yeah, good suggestions, YouTube. Yeah, and that's kind of not a stupid thing, but I've talked about it before. Finding modern lost filters. Again, you can buy them from Russia or China. Hidden danger. What does it even mean? And again, what's that picture got to do with gas masks? It looks like some weird, like, alien artifact. How automated YouTube censorship is killing historical military equipment preservation channels. Oh, thank you, YouTube. Maybe I will do that. So, let's see what they say. We are witnessing the systematic erasure of military heritages as aggressive algorithms flag in historical artifacts as prohibited contraband. By showcasing the workshop's curated respirators and decommissioned gear, we demonstrate how these automated strikes dismantle educational archives, forcing a choice between preserving authentic history and surviving the platform's increasingly hostile digital landscape. So YouTube is basically saying there, let's click develop idea. YouTube is basically saying that their own platform's fucking me over. Again, GP5 isn't a military mask. I mean, the Shum 41 is the military mask, and GP5 is just a slightly cheapened version of it. They're fine, they're very basic, but again. Because that one has a tiger tank. Related videos. Have you been slowly killing your axolotl? I don't have a pet axolotl, so I can't kill it. A 100-year-old World War II veteran shoots an M1 Garand for the first time in 80 years. Again, not related to the video it's suggesting. See, that's interesting again. So is that true? Is YouTube making things like gas masks and that? I'm going to save that again. But yeah. So it's almost like YouTube's becoming self-aware there and saying, oh yeah, we are fucking people over for not doing anything wrong. Oh well. Assuming that's real, all that stuff, and it's not them. We'll have another, before I go off to get some food, we'll have another look and just see if there's anything else of interest that pops up on here. How long have I been streaming? Just over 2 hours. Okay. Don't forget to like the stream, everybody. If you're on, it might mean they actually share my videos. I was trying to think of other stuff I've sort of got. Let's do one regarding the thing in America, see if it can understand that. The California chemical disaster, Orange Grove. It's Orange Grove, isn't it? Or something else Grove. Garden Grove, whoops. Orange County, I think. Tell you what, let me just do pop-out chat again so I can keep it on my screen at all times. Pop-out chat, put it there. Set it to live chat, make it smaller. Always on top. Let's make it a bit see-through. There we go. Oh, I mean, it doesn't have a voice diaphragm on the GP5M did, the PMG2. It's just not very practical because, like I said, people can't hear you. You've got a limited field of view. Like I said, there's a reason that the Soviets only had it as the very basic, like, meat infantry mask. Anybody who was specialised had different masks. Actually, I'll tell you what, let's search YouTube censorship. So I'm just interested in if it's self-aware enough to actually make topics about this. Testing historic gas masks that YouTube considers too graphic for the home page. Again, this could be a real thing. I don't know if it is or not, but... Again, with all of these, it always keeps saying a small part of your viewers watch similar content. So what stuff has a large amount of my viewers watch then? Because surely that's a better thing to suggest for me. Yeah. Again, sometimes it comes up with suggestions, which is funny. Alright, Kevin, we were looking at the Cursed YouTube Inspire tab, where it mostly is just coming up with shit suggestions. It has come up with a couple of things that might get me killed if I do them. So, you know, where it's suggesting things like, why don't you make a video testing lethal casters against your gas mask? We played a load of Resident Evil 4, I got past that annoying boss, but I'm getting quite hungry now, but I was just talking about this stupid tab. Because I was wondering if I did one of their stupid ideas on here, if it'd actually get views. I mean, they don't protect you from smear campaigns, gas masks, that's not what they're designed to do. Reviewing the most discreet body armour for high-stakes West End encounters. What, as in, how to protect yourself from getting penetrated by Kia? The best armoured briefcases for protecting sensitive documents amidst rent boy rumours. So it's just coming up with some shit there. We are pitting the heavy-duty HPRC 2400 against vintage Kevlar line diplomatic cases to determine which ballistic shell actually secures high-stake dossiers during a PR firestorm. Between dodging tabloid scandals and navigating institutional collapse, we need rugged, lockable hardware that survives a tactical breach while keeping those sensitive, reputation-shredding files discreetly confidential. And again, look, related videos. That's not related at all to whatever the fuck we just put in. It's just so stupid now, some of these YouTube things. Yeah, hang on. Let's ask Kevin about let's ask YouTube about that. Ammonia and bleach. Why modern gas mask filters fail against improvised ammonia and bleach clouds. Testing vintage respirator effectiveness against reactive cleaning chemical vapours in the shed. Oh, he looks like he's enjoying that aroma. British Army NBC suits versus domestic chemical hazards, a workshop safety test. Why the UK government should ban specific cleaning? No, don't give them ideas of banning fucking cleaning chemicals now. Oh no, you can't clean your toilet using bleach because some retard might mix it with something else. Why current YouTube censorship prevents discussing historical chemical warfare and household safety. I mean, chemical warfare isn't something you do in your house. Okay. How to stage a coup. It might say it's a thing I can't do, like when I said homemade guns. But when I asked it about Looty's SMG, it came up with a load of results. Alright, Guna, we're laughing at YouTube's shitty Inspire thing. Which again is like YouTube saying, if you did these videos, you get more views, even though they're completely nonsense things. Why digital surveillance makes staging a traditional coup impossible in 2026. The tactical loadout needed for a successful day palace coup. Alright, here we go. Oh, I need to say that again because it's come up with... Ah, cool. Is that the one that they used to test chemical weapons that has all the rabbits on it? Is it that one? Where the rabbits now, because they like gas the rabbits to do tests, but now the rabbits have all bred, there's loads and loads. Is that the Rabbit Island? Is it that one? I know about that one, if that's the one. You could also put, I guess, some fun Unit 731 facts in there for everybody. About, you know, all the shit they did to people at Unit 731. Yeah, that's the rabbit one. I know that then. Yeah, so let's read out this thing YouTube suggesting for shit. So, like, again, because Buddha came up with the idea of how to stage a coup. So, the tactical loadout needed for a successful modern-day palace coup. Seizing power requires more than just intent. We must assemble a kit capable of breaching fortified halls or managing chemical threats. We strip away the fluff, focusing on compact submachine guns, reliable and respirators, and discrete plate carriers. This loadout balances high-velocity firepower with mobility needed to navigate high-stakes corridors. High-stakes gear synthesis. The concept bridges your deep technical knowledge of S10 respirators and plate carriers with your signature commentary on shifting political landscapes. Yeah, again, I have to be careful what I put in on here because I don't want to get in more trouble. But I might do a video on one of these just to point out how stupid YouTube's thing is. This is YouTube's AI, yes, the same that punishes channels like mine for historical stuff. It will suggest you stuff like this. Because again, I'm not going to ask it how to groom kids, for example, or anything like that. But it wouldn't surprise me if it came up with results. Again, I might actually do this one as a short tomorrow, just because of how stupid it is. You know, just as a quick little video tomorrow. Because of like saying, because it literally suggests you do shit like this, or testing will your gas mask protect you from lethal gas. Well, that's a good idea. What if it doesn't work? Let's develop idea. History isn't just written by the winners, it's written by those with superior gear. To breach a modern seat of power, your equipment must be precise as your timings. We are breaking down the specific high-velocity loadout required to navigate fortified corridors and survive the inevitable chemical countermeasures. It's a very battlefieldy looking shit. That thing there looks like my fucking... That little thumbnail, that radio, looks like somebody's got this Geiger counter. Well, it's a no, it doesn't look too much like that. Now I look more at it. But I thought then it was going to do a thing about the spectral, like the measles spectral thing. Yeah, that's why I want to do a video on it, like why this YouTube thing is so stupid. Oh. That gives me an idea. Seeing if there's anyone about how to assault Little St. James. Hypothetical civilian infiltration of Little St. James Island. Best maritime tactical gear for navigating the waters around Little St. James. That's quite. I'm just going to flick my radio on. I'm just interested in if there's any air traffic today. There is. So. There you go. So the airfield is running today, because some days when I try and show stuff it's not running, but today it evidently is doing stuff because the radio just sounded off. Epstein Files Pizzagate Cheese Pizza. Let's see what this comes up with. Tactical gear used by priorities. Yeah, I'm probably going to do a video. I'll film it later today, and I'm going to do a video on that fucking one it suggested about, like, storming the palace. How the YouTube algorithm hides specific militaria and political corruption keywords. Yeah, I imagine it does. Stop. Yeah. they're not talking into their mics properly. Right, so yeah, I'm gonna do the storming the palace one if I can get that back up. If I can get that to come back up. I don't know if I can get up the previous ones I've done. If you saved, were any of those saved? No, it's just one of them before that was all about chainmail in Kevlar. That was like the only sensible one it's ever come up with. I'm gonna put storming the palace, gas masks, riot gear. I'll put something like that in and just see if it comes up with a good one about. Oh yeah, I'll put political. I'll put military coup. Because I think we had that, didn't we, in the thing before, staging a coup, something like that. Yeah, I'm having to give it too much information this time, but the funny thing was, like last time, we barely put too many triggering words in. It still got. Oh, I think I've lost that really good one. What I might do with this is, when I'm not streaming, I will refresh this a few times and put in some stupid ideas. And if I get a really dodgy one again, I'll then just do a quick video summarising the dodgy one. Because I do really hate the fact that YouTube is pushing this on a lot of channels now, going, do this rather than your normal content, and it's just AI slop. Why is the bullet hitting the thing the wrong way round? This is meant to have already penetrated it. I don't know, but how? Yeah, let me put that one in. Yeah, Arkham's Tigers. Okay, let's see if it comes up with anything. How to do a genocide? Oh dear, this is yeah. Building the Arkham Tiger kit with surplus gear and vintage Shibuya Half-Life patterns. Yeah, that's not too relevant. Let me just put in gas masks and genocide. I don't know if genocide's a banned. No, genocide's a banned word. Okay, we can't talk about genocide. What about Holocaust? No, can't. We're not allowed to talk about the Holocaust. Can't talk about the Holocaust. That's not allowed. Waco Siege. Glowies. The M17 gas mask. Why the Waco Siege changed tactical respirator design forever. Didn't know. Spotting the glowies, identifying undercover federal surveillance gear in public crowds. Right, I'm gonna screenshot one this minute. I don't know if that's a good idea to search, but let me search homemade DIY grenades. Yeah, we'll. Oh no, I can't do that, Kevin. Can't do that. What was the last one I searched? Oh, glowies. Kia, Starmer, glowies. GCHQ. Is it the 77th Brigade? The one that's our, like, dodgy one. Yeah, it's 77th Brigade, right. The gear Keir Starmer does not want you to own in 2026. We are stockpiling high-grade CBRN respirators and tactical ballistic plates before tightening regulations render those survival essentials illicit contraband. By dissecting specific legislative loopholes, we highlight exactly which surplus gear remains effective against modern threats or navigating the increasingly restrictive landscape of private ownership and personal preparedness in a changing nation. Oh, this sounds good. Yeah, I'm going to go off soon, so we're not going to keep putting these in. Again, if you have a YouTube channel, you might be able to access this. I can't remember how big you need to be on YouTube before it lets you do this. So, identifying 77th Brigade glowies in your comments section and tactical gear forums. We track the linguistic fingerprints of 77th Brigade operatives infiltrating our kit forums and comment threads by isolating unnaturally polished syntax and specific psychological nudges using online influencer operations. We expose state-sponsored actors masquerading as genuine collectors. We must maintain our digital perimeter against those inorganic disruptions to authentic military discourse. Let's develop this one. And then I might do this for the video when I put the video up tomorrow. That guy arguing with you about plate carriers might not even be a real person. We've cracked the code on the 77th Brigade linguistic fingerprints used to infiltrate our gear forums. Watch as we expose the polished syntax and psychological nudges that state-sponsored operatives use to disrupt our community's authentic discourse. Why does some gear advice feel like a psyop? I still think the mixing bleach one was funniest. Because if I go back to that, the reason that's funny is YouTube's telling you to do something that might get you killed, which would be good for me to do a video on it, saying why are they pushing the ship. Yeah, again, let's do bleach and ammonia gas mask tests. Now this one sounds like a good title, look. Testing Cold War surplus masks against lethal bleach and ammonia household mixtures. We are putting vintage Cold War filters to the ultimate test against the deadly chloramine gas produced by mixing common household cleaners. By exposing these aged canisters to concentrated bleach and ammonia vapours, we determine if decades-old charcoal still offers life-saving protection or if the seals have finally succumbed to time. Oh, I should have clicked save idea. I'll click save there. And it loads. I'm going to do this one. It's YouTube's stupid AI thing which tries to nudge creators to make these videos, even though it's just shitty AI suggestions that might get you killed or arrested. Or it's just nonsense. You know, as opposed to people making organic content that people want to watch. This is what YouTube wants you to do now. Right, save. Hooks, the high-stakes experiment. Could a 50-year-old piece of rubber and charcoal be the only thing standing between you and a lethal chemical reaction? We are mixing bleach and ammonia to create deadly chloramine gas, then forcing it through vintage Cold War surplus masks. Will these relics actually hold, or has this turned them into death traps? Or has time turned them into death traps? Yeah, if the gas doesn't get you, the asbestos gets you first. Everybody says you should never mix these two household cleaners, but what happens when you do it on purpose behind a wall of vintage surplus? Yeah, vintage surplus. Don't think the wall protects you. We're testing whether decades-old gas mask filters can still neutralise modern chemical threats. Is the charcoal still active after half a century, or the filter's destined to fail? The extreme stress test. I'm putting my lungs on the line to see if the Cold War technology can survive a common household disaster. By exposing these iconic masks to concentrated bleach and ammonia vapors, we are pushing 1960s engineering to its absolute breaking point. Watch as we find out if surplus means life-saving or total failure in 2026. Yeah, I'm doing this one just because it explains why mixing bleach and ammonia is a common but fatal domestic accident creates lethal chloramine gas. Demonstrates the immediate chemical reaction in a controlled transparent chamber. Oh, what's they want you to literally make a gas chamber to put yourself in now as well, like a big aquarium room. Ah, we will be testing the ammonia on you, Schweinhund. We will see if this you cheap French mask from the 1960s will protect you from the German gas. How to make the cyclone at home, yeah? Rank the tested masks. Well, if they fail, I'll be dead. Right, I'll be summing this up a bit later on. Oh, it's come up with a thumbnail for me. Show more. Some of these are kind of cool. That's like an actual GP5. Then the kind of two kind of PMK GP5M looking things. Probably do that one because it shows two dodgy bottles. Yeah, right. I think this will be the video that goes on at midnight UK time tonight. It's not going to be very professional. It's mostly going to be me reading this out and laughing. And I'll call it something like YouTube's dangerous video suggestions. I need it to be as clickbaity as possible because I need the views, guys. But I am not actually going to test making ammonia. Sorry, not making chloramine. I'm not actually going to do that because I'm not fucking stupid. Yeah. In theory, if you made a modern pH gas hood, it would actually work. Because the science is still exactly the same as how it used to work. Right, anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I'm off now. I need to get some food. I'll see you all, hopefully tomorrow for a stream. I can't see any reason why I won't do a stream tomorrow. Sitting in front of my aircon again. Glorious downwind. What's the point? What's the actual air temperature now? So, according to the Met Office, the temperature at the moment is 27 Celsius. Like I said, it was 28. Sorry, it was a bit higher earlier. But today has a high of 33 Celsius. But like I said earlier, the problem is our humidity at the moment is about 73%. So we're very much Florida levels of it's sticky and horrible. Yeah, so you're hotter, Roger, but you got less humidity, haven't you? Got a what? Is that the soy face? Like that. But yeah, I'm gonna go get some food now. But yeah, so I think tomorrow we'll do YouTube's clickbait thing and read it through, and then we'll see if anybody watches it. But anyway, yeah, see you all tomorrow. Have a good day. Have a good one.